that work out?
I met Jordan right, I guess about a year and a half ago or so.
About that, yeah.
I was playing with Seth. He called me one time, and he said, "Hey, I need someone to fill in for bass." So I played a few gigs with him, and Jordan actually was coming in as I was getting done playing those gigs, and I had some bass equipment that Jordan wanted to buy off me. So I came over to where they were practicing at, and the rest is history, I guess.
Yeah, and we've jammed, like we probably play every day together. We hang out all the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How'd y'all both get started playing bass?
Bass is one of those instruments. I mean, my dad played bass when he was young in a band. So I always, I guess, knew how to play bass, but I never, who wants to play bass growing up, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, it's not cool, it depresses nobody. But getting here to A&M, bass is one of those instruments that everyone kind of looks for. So that's kind of why I kind of stuck with bass.
Yeah. And I just, growing up in church, I've always, you know, been in the music and trying to learn different instruments. And one day, a guy just randomly didn't show up for church, and I know how to play the guitar pretty well, and they were like, "We'll just show you the chords and get up there and do it." And I kind of took a liking to it, and I heard about Seth needing a bassist, and so I just kind of dabbled with it. And
well, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm honestly very impressed. I used to play instruments when I was younger, but of course I lost, and I wish I kept up with it. So I'm really happy that there's people out there that can still play, unlike me.
Right.
But I understand, Jordan, that you're a songwriter as well. How did you get into that?
To be honest,
Yes.
Was to beat out my brother.
Really?
There was a day when I used to watch the lead singer at our church or whatever, like I was telling you earlier, and Kyle picked up a guitar, and I walked past his room, and I was like, I gotta play guitar before he did. And I just took a liking to it. I fell in love with it instantly, and just throughout my life, it's just something I've always turned to. And writing music's just how
I just think it's one of those things you're born with.
Yeah.
Like, growing up, like I said, my dad played. So he had a drum set at the house, and when I was a little kid, apparently I would take his records and put them on his cymbal stands because he wouldn't let me play with his cymbals, and I would just smash his records thinking I was rocking out on the drums.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Did
y'all ever play with like the pots and pans when you were younger?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm sure I did. Yeah.
I can only imagine.
I mean, even just riding or driving along in the car, you just tap your hands just to the music. It's just, it's in you, I think. So.
I've always had just an over-fascination with music growing up as a kid. Before I ever picked up an instrument, there was just something about music that just, I'd sit there and watch, you know, most people get into television shows. I was watching all the music, like the music channels. MTV, that was when music was just playing all the time. And so.
Before they started showing reality shows, of course.
Right.
And how do you think music has changed throughout the years? And has it made y'all adapt to ways that y'all play?
Well, I think music is one of those things that is going to continue to change. Like the scene we're in, it's considered Texas country, but like we're nowhere what Pat Green and Corey Morrow were doing back in the days. I mean, bands like us, and then we have, you know, the bands here locally like the Docs and you know, Joe Teichman and the Cool Airs. They're doing, it's just a whole different sound that started from that, but it's evolved into something else. So.
It's just always experiments. Like with music, it always changes. You'll never meet a musician that says, "I know everything about music," because everyone's always learning, and in that learning process, it's just the cool thing about music. New things evolve while you learn, and so music's just always changing, and we definitely try to keep up with it, though, for sure.
Do y'all think that it's better to be more versatile while playing instruments? To where it's better to have, like, you'll get more gigs or have more opportunities if you can play like the drums as well as the bass?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Even just meshing with your own bandmates. I mean, you can relate to what they're doing, or if you hear something in a gig or practice that you want them to do different, you can explain to them technically what you're hearing instead of just making, you know, drum sounds or guitar sounds. So definitely.
Now, Jordan, I understand that you're with the Seth Camden band, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Where's the coolest place that y'all have ever had a gig?
Wormy Dog.
Where is that?
It's Oklahoma, and we played there twice. And one was with our producer Mike McClure, who did our last CD, and the other was with Turnpike Troubadours, and both of them are from Oklahoma. So we got there, it was packed. It was just,
that's pretty awesome.
Just speechless. Like, you walk into a place like that, and we're used to, you know, good crowds, but you're talking about Wormy Dog, one of, you know, it's a well-known place to play, and just to see it packed, you know, for
That's
people to
very
come out and
exciting.
watch was pretty cool.
What about you, Jose?
I'd have to say Cowboy Stadium.
Wow.
It was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, and I will never forget that.
Do y'all get stage fright at all?
Not
No?
anymore.
No.
Did you ever have it before, or how do you adjust to that?
I don't know how really I adjusted to it. I mean, it just, I guess, just doing it for so often. But I remember the first few times that I got up and did open mic, I was really, really nervous. I thought it was, you know, I was in the Grand Ole Opry or something, you know, so.
I remember being scared, but I don't remember that time when I just walked on stage. I think the nervousness just became, I became comfortable with the butterflies, and it gets me excited.
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to be a good show, because I'm going to be thinking about it, and you know, so.
Yeah.
Where do y'all see yourselves in the future? Do you think you'll still be playing music?
I know
or
where
doing
I'd hope
something
to see
else?
myself, but I think that's every, you know, real musician's dream is to, you know, make it big. And
I don't know. I figure I'll be doing something with music. I work for a sound company, so I'm a sound engineer, like on the side too. So like, I'll be doing something with music. So.
amazing too. He's done our sound. It's great.
Thanks.
What do you do with the sound? Like, what does
I
that
run
entail?
like I'm the actual engineer.
Oh.
So like
Wow.
I mix the band for whatever show it is. I've mixed Slim Thug to like you know the usual Texas country guys.
So you can do like mashups and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Now, do you all prefer to do like mashups or your own kind of songs? Or is it just completely too different that you just enjoy doing both?
It's weird. We just like music, so as long as music is good, then we're fine.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's so interesting because so many people, when they're younger, just want to get into music or get into anything in general. How do you keep going and keep striving to keep reaching higher and higher?
My uncle, he's a musician as well, and he told me one time, he said, son, music doesn't, you don't choose music. Music chooses you. It takes a certain type of person to do this. You're on the road every weekend while your friends are out having fun. I mean, music becomes work if you really want to do it, and you got to work hard to get there.
I mean, you have fun doing it, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard sometimes. You know, you're out every weekend, and you come back and all you want to do is just sleep for a couple days. So.
Yeah.
Is that hard being out on the road? Or how do you recover from it? Or is your body just so used to it?
It's bittersweet. Like, I feel like I'm used to it. Like, you just get ready for it. Like, the road is so fun, and especially when you play with guys you love. Like, the guys I play with, I just enjoy the mess out of them. So it's just a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm
For
sure it's
sure.
the same for you.
Yeah, sometimes even if we don't play, like I'll go on the road with them and he'll come on the road with us. It's one of those, you just got to get your fix, I guess you could say, you know, but you know, it's fun.
Well, where can our audience check y'all out? Are y'all on iTunes?
We are on iTunes, Grady Skelton, and GradySkelton.com if you want to check out our website. So.
SethCannon.com, we're on Pandora, iTunes, Facebook, all that. Go like our page.
Go like your Facebook.
Yeah, for sure.
That's very exciting. I know I will definitely be checking it out.
Cool, thanks so
And good
much.
luck to both of y'all.
Thanks.
I mean, it sounds like you're very interested in it, and I wish y'all the best of luck.
Thank you.
And we will be right back on Etc. with more musicians.
Thanks.
There is one stage that is the Met and Carnegie Hall. It is the Kennedy Center and a club in Austin. It is closer than any seat in the house, no matter where you call home. PBS, the great American stage that fits in every living room. Supporting your PBS station brings the arts home.
Hi, welcome back to Etc. Now joining us is Joe Teichman and Jared Justice, who are both local lead singers for their bands. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
Now, I understand, so y'all are both lead singers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what is your band called, Joe?
We go by my name, Joe Teichman, and the band is the Cool Arrows.
Very awesome.
We're just the Docs, so.
The Docs?
Yeah.
Now, I understand you just changed your band's name.
Yeah, we started out as the Wicked River Band back in the day, and it was just basically when we were getting everything figured out, like who we wanted to be and like kind of like just playing and enjoying music, and we just felt that change was necessary for the style of music that we were playing, so.
Very cool. Now, Joe, how did you come up with your band's name?
Well, kind of the same thing. We actually used to go by Roadside Texas since high school, and then once we all came down to College Station. But myself and mandolin player, we've been playing a bunch of acoustic shows and kind of decided to go by my name and change it up a little bit. Very cool.
Now, what kind of genre do each of your bands play?
We're classified as rock now. So we kind of started out playing the Texas country route, but found a knack just from the people in our band, like our backgrounds, that when we started writing original music, that's really what came out. So
that's very cool. So you just kind of found your own sound again?
Yeah.
That's very awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I guess we're kind of classified as that Texas country, but we kind of bring a bluegrass twist to some of our more newer original songs lately. So.
Now, how does a band define when they change, like what kind of genre they are? Like, how can you tell bluegrass from Texas country? Because I listen to everything, but I can never define unless it's like metal between country. Like, I can do that.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on lyrics, different instruments. Like when we were Roadside Texas, we just had, you know, acoustic, electric, bass, and drums. But we have a mandolin player now, which brings that kind of bluegrass twist. And it really does add a lot and kind of sets that line between the Texas country and bluegrass.
Well, when did y'all start playing music? Because obviously you're still doing it and you're enjoying it. Is this what y'all want to do?
Oh yeah, definitely. I won't do anything else.
You won't settle for anything else?
No. I mean, to me, the only way you actually make it, you have to like for sure know without a doubt that you're going to, and you have to work to it. So.
What does it take to work to get into the music business?
I think first and foremost, it's a passion. You have to feel it more so than, you know, just know the songs and repetition. You got to feel it, each show and each song that you do play.
How did each of your bands start?
Well, a few years ago, about 2 years ago, me and a buddy of mine, Jeff, which he is the lead guitarist in the band, we got together and just kind of started doing a few acoustic shows. And then at our first acoustic show here in College Station, we played at Ozona's. And that night we met our drummer, Dalton. And Dalton, he's like, you know, if you guys need a drummer, let me know. We're like, okay, cool. And we called him up and we tried him out. Guy's just awesome on drums. And he's like, well, my best friend plays bass. We've been playing together since 6th grade. It's like, cool, bring him along too. And we just started jamming. And like a month later, we put together a show and played out at Hula Blues Bar out at Welborn, and had a great time. And then we've just been working hard since then. So.
What about you, Joe?
I actually went to high school with three of the guys, or two of the other guys in the band, and we all came to College Station and met a bass player and a mandolin player and just kind of kicked it off.
Wow, that's just incredible to me. I just wish I could have kept playing an instrument. How often do y'all practice?
Pretty much, well, full band will practice probably 3 times a week, and then after this, we'll go back to the studio and start working on new stuff. So. Is
there a studio here locally that
when I
use?
When I say studio, I just mean like our garage. But we enclose like a 10-inch wall to soundproof it, so that way we can play late in the night and just do whatever we want. So we refer to it as the studio, but it is a garage.
Do you have one, Joe?
We practice in our living room.
I mean, I can't say I didn't do the same when
Wherever
I had
you can
my
practice,
garage
you
band.
just practice. Just find a place and you do it. So just try not to, you know, make too many of your neighbors mad. So, because we got a few of those noise violations in the beginning.
Hey, it's okay. Y'all are practicing.
The cops are always really cool. They're like, y'all sound great. You got to keep it down. Okay.
Now, I understand that the bands here all pretty much know each other. What's the chemistry like?
I think it's pretty awesome. You know, when I first started out as music, it was kind of one of those, well, I got to compete against him or I got to compete against her. But once you kind of get to know each other, you help each other out, you know, booking shows, contacts with other musicians, you know, club owners. It's pretty close-knit here in town, and it helps everyone out, I think.
Yeah, when everybody works together, we all get more, you know, and it helps grow this scene because that's what's exciting.